Ryder spends plenty of time in Troy, Miami County's seat. And tonight, James is our guide for 7 Seas Your Town, looking at some of the places that attract so many to Troy each year.
There's so many things to love about Troy, but especially here in downtown. This is where the heartbeat of the city truly is, and also where some of its most iconic businesses are. Just a couple blocks from the square, our first stop is, of course, the iconic Kay's restaurant. The focus is the burgers. They've been in business for 85 years. Marcia Bodner is the owner, but her maiden name is Klein, which is where the K comes from.
This is my family. This is my life. I grew up here. I've waited on customers since I was 13. I just turned 73.
Kay's was founded during the Depression, and it's been through it all. Looking at the prices, it's like stepping into a time machine.
Anytime we raise prices, my mother didn't sleep for a week. So it is a traumatic thing for us to raise prices. So we just don't do it until we absolutely have to.
The one thing that everyone echoes is the people and sense of community, for one of the reasons that Kay's has become such a staple of Troy.
You know people, you get to know about their lives, you go to church with these people, you see each other out the supermarket.
Michael Scheib even met his wife right here at the counter. His son even stopped by to see Dad at work. Further expanding on a place where generations of families have been coming for decades.
Her family's been coming in here for 4 generations, so Kay's has been a staple in their life too.
Marcia says there are many people that come 2 or even 3 times a day. Mark Bradley's been riding his bike from Pleasant Hill to Troy every day since 1970 and says he usually eats there 2 times a day.
The staff, they greet you by your name.
The way they cook the burgers is also unique. It's one of the things that the regulars say sets Kay's apart.
Their hamburgers and their milkshakes are the best in the area. There's just no doubt about it.
Anything on them?
Everything I want.
Little known fact, the bakehouse is actually featured in a book for Canadians driving on I-75 to go down to Florida, saying to stop in, try the artisan breads, and of course, say hi to Margaret. 25 years ago, before ever starting the bakehouse, Margaret Begg and her husband owned a restaurant.
In search for a better bread to serve to our customers, I started to bake bread in the kitchen, restaurant kitchen. Wasn't that successful? It was okay.
After studying baking in New York and Minnesota, things quickly changed. The bread became supremely popular. And 22 years ago, they started the bakehouse. Business continued to boom. And for 19 years, they've been here in the southwest corner of Troy Square.
It fills my heart. Yeah, I'm grateful that my idea was well received.
They've expanded the offerings, but the 7 grains bread remains the most popular. Margaret's favorite is the sourdough. But from bread to desserts, and yes, even chicken salad, the bakehouse is always busy.
I think that we offer a very basic, honest product, and you can taste that.
The expansion for the bakehouse isn't done just yet, and our next stop is another that continues to grow. Heron's Market is in its infancy compared to Kay's and the Bakehouse, but it's quickly become a must-stop shop in Troy.
We were established where we were, so it worked, but being here is just a whole new ballgame.
Connor Heron worked at and eventually bought Troy's Meat Shop in 2011. He since changed the name to Heron's Market, and in 2019, moved to the Square. He echoed what we've heard over and over again about Troy, and especially downtown.
Troy is an awesome place to own a business. You know, I bet you take just random people off the streets in Troy, you ask them what they love about Troy, they'll probably say the community.
Many of the more than 25,000 living in Troy frequent these places, but Heron's and these iconic businesses attract people from far beyond Troy.
I've got one guy, he's an awesome dude, tells me he comes up once a month from Cincinnati because he can't get some of the things that we sell anywhere around him. That's always fun to hear. That's just such that'll make my day right there, hearing something like that.
We just showed you a glimpse of what Troy has to offer. It's more than just burgers and bread. There's so many things that you can explore in this historic city. Reporting in Troy, James Ryder, News Center 7.
And now we're all hungry. News Center 7 wants to see your community. Send us a message on our WHIO Facebook page so we can show off the Miami Valley communities that you are so proud of.